guys, we're back. Got another little chit chat session we thought we would go over. Something that we've talked about doing possibly in the future is adding some certain things that would require us to have actually a bigger trailer. So it's something that we haven't decided to do, but it's just kind of, something that we've talked about. So if we were to go with a bigger trailer, what size would we go?
I'm thinking probably 14 foot. Do like a 7x14, because we still are limited on driveway space, so I can't get too much bigger than that. And I would like to find a 14 foot that actually had dual axles, just because they pull a little better. If you do have a blowout, you still have one on one side if it don't take both of them out. That you can get to where you need to change your tire. With single axle, as most of you know, that if you have a blowout, you're pretty much done. You got to stop and fix it no matter where you're at, even if it's a busy interstate or whatever. And also, the weight distribution is a little bit better with the dual axle trailer. So, tongue weight versus the way your tongue weight is on a single axle. So I'm thinking that's probably the route that we would go.
One of the changes that we would make is a shower bathroom area.
Yeah, I'd probably grab one of those. I think it's a 32 wide, 32 by 32 shower stall basically, and we would put it in the trailer. Just because I don't want to get too elaborate, because I am not a plumber at all. And even in the house, I have issues with, leaky stuff, so I don't want to get too fancy, but we do need something like that. That way we don't have to go, or we don't have to make sure that where we're going or during the trip that there's showers available, because obviously that's necessary. But that way we can just do it right here in our camper.
Yeah, and for tanks...
Yeah, I don't want to mount any tanks. Because there's a ground clearance issue, and then you have the whole freezing issue, which we touched on a previous video. So I would probably go with the portable ones that you can just hook up underneath, and then when it gets full or whatever, it's the ones that have the handle that hooks onto you can actually hook it onto your ball of your vehicle and tow it to your dump station or whatever. So that's probably the route we would go.
For me, I think, of course I would want the shower, but I think I would also want to expand the kitchen area. If we were going to be in a little bit bigger trailer, I would probably want to go ahead and put in, some type of a stove type, like little burners. Actually, maybe like a little convection type that has, a little oven for me to use, rather than relying on the toaster that we have, which, it works fine, but it's small, so obviously, we can't put anything large in it. But also, we would probably install some type of a sink and have, like, a running water option. And how would we...
Well, what I'd probably end up doing, since I don't want to do a lot of plumbing, I'd probably end up just getting one of the little pumps and... get a little water jug and use that as our, with the little bucket underneath for our gray water to go into. Or I might just be able to take the bucket and dump it down into the shower drain, go into the tank outside. But yeah, that's probably all I would do with that. I'm not going to get real extensive with piping and all that stuff. I'm still, even though we'd go bigger, I still want to keep it simple.
Right.
Right. That way, simple is easy to fix.
We're simple people.
Yeah, we don't need all that stuff.
Right.
So
Probably the other thing we would really want to do, and I think we both really agree on this, would be changing the bedding area where it could be a sofa through the day. And there's a lot of different designs people have done. Some people get extremely creative. But I would like to have it maybe in a sort of a futon type fashion, where it's, sofa, and then you can just kind of fold it out for your bed at night. Or stick with the bunk idea, but, if we were a little bit bigger, we could put a bunk on one side, run in one direction and put another bunk in another direction where it's not one on top of the other so that you can, sit during the day on the lower bunk and, not have to, worry about your head smacking the other one or, something like that. There's so many different options out there, but that is something that I think we would definitely probably try to do different. That we the way we have our bunks set up, we can pop the top one off and set it onto the bottom one and have it as a sofa during the day, but honestly it just turned out to be kind of more of a pain than we wanted to mess with, so we haven't even done that.
Yeah, we're all about easy and convenient. Well, and the whole thing with the being able to sit also involves with the TV, because I do like watching YouTube, so I want to be able to sit and watch TV. And the way it's configured right now, the top bunk can watch TV, but which I sleep on the bottom bunk, I actually get a chair and sit out here and watch TV, which, it ain't that big a deal, but, when we had the full bed, the TV was up on the wall, we could just lay in bed and watch TV, at the end of the night or whatever
Which worked out well, but then, there was more downfalls to having that larger bed than there was, that outweighed the convenience of being able to lay there and watch TV.
You can see in one of our other videos when we changed the bed around, because we have a little bitty fridge, and it was actually stuck underneath the bed. So whenever we'd want to get some out, we'd almost have to crawl down there, open the fridge, and get something out.
Right.
So one of the reasons why we changed the bunks is that way we could actually put the fridge out, and we actually built a little shelf, set it up on top, which is on the video. That way it's real convenient to get to. So, but with a bigger trailer, we wouldn't have to worry about that as much, because, well, we'd have 4 more feet of room to maneuver around things. So
yeah. So yeah, I'm sure there's probably other things if we got into something bigger, because we'd be like, we've got all this space, You don't probably think really too much that 4 foot is that big of a deal, but, it is when you're, cramming your whole house into one little, you've got your bedroom, your kitchen, and your, bathroom and everything in one little space, so you get that extra 4 foot and, you're like, wow, So I'm sure there's probably other things that we would, add or change, do differently, because honestly, I wouldn't mind having like some type of a little, maybe a dinette area or, something like that. But, we wouldn't need anything big, but, that's just something else if we had a bigger trailer that we might, consider doing if the space, was right or whatever, if we could design it the right way, because I've seen a lot of, cargo conversion videos on YouTube. And then I've actually done like 12-foot ones, and, they've got pretty much everything in that space. So, maybe we could do something different with ours, but we're pretty happy with the way it is right now. So, You
just sat and watched hours and hours of conversions, trying to get different ideas and all that kind of stuff. And this is then we sat down and made a little floor plan, but obviously everything changes like we said in the other video, and you just kind of go with it, and you just get in there what you need. And
yeah, well, and then you discover things along the way, so and things can change, but that's one of the nice things about having a cargo conversion. If we want to change it, we'll just change it. There's not certain things that can't be removed because of the way it was manufactured. We can change pretty much whatever we want. But if we went bigger, I think there's probably a lot of things we would probably change. But those were just our main things that we would change if we should decide to go bigger in the future.
And that's one reason why we still go to RV shows, even though that we're not really in the market for an RV. But it's the floor layouts.
Yeah.
It gives us little ideas and things that we could do, possibly in the future, or even with this one that we have. Little things that we can change here and there, because they do have some clever stuff.
Yeah, neat features and things, and they do different stuff all the time. So, we like to go and look and be like, hey, we could do that,
Yep. So. Put our put our little special touches on it and
Right.
go with it.
And our fancy carpentry skills.
Yeah, Bob Vila, I am not.
Okay, so I think that was it for this little chit chat session. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and give us a like and leave us a comment below if you have any questions or anything like that. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll know when we upload our next video. And we hope to see you again on our next happy adventures.